Yeah, no, the title's not a joke. I actually... No breaks, fully finished movies, and an incredible amount of reviews to cover. And I documented the entire journey. Now, there is an incredible amount of stuff to cover here, and I can't possibly get to everything. So as this video goes on, I'm going to have the reviews coming by on the side, just if you're curious. Or you could go to the profile. I don't know why you would do that. Anyway.
What we do here is go back.
I sure. After about a year of putting the movies I watched on this social film discovery platform called Letterboxd, if you don't know what it is, go check it out. It's a fun time. I wasn't really popping off with my movie reviewing. I wasn't popping off with my movie watching. The movies I watched were few and far between. And on the day of April 25th, 2023, my entire life changed. That sounds like it's an exaggeration, but kind of not really. I watched a little movie called Cinema Paradiso. It is a foreign movie, which, oh, wow, okay. About a kid and his life growing up around the theater and his love of movies. I mean, I watched it when I was 14 years old, and my reaction, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But oh, holy moly, great googly moogly, how incredible of a coincidence this plot is. It is the most fitting thing that could have ever been fit. What's about to come is years of everything you could imagine. It's a lot. Anyway, the day after that, I watched For the Love of Nancy. I think I watched this in like health class. Kind of sucks. And then the day after that, 3 days in a row, mind you, on the third day, I watched The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Now, I watched this movie for the first time, and let me tell you, it is absolutely incredible, you guys. This is a wonderful movie. And at this time, when I was, 14 years old, I'd always been a movie fan, but I was never super in the know about what's kind of the best of the best. Like, what are the film bros talking about? And I'd seen Shawshank. I've seen Parasite. Big fans of those. And Walter Mitty, day 3, Walter Mitty joined these legends, these goats at the top, in my opinion. And the next day, I watched Soul on day 4. Day 4, I watched Soul. Man, 4 days in a row. I'm such a bum. This is what I'm thinking. I'm such a bum. But also, Soul is incredible. What's Soul? This Soul is an incredible movie. 2 5-star movies in a row. That is good stuff. Day 5, I watched The Lighthouse. Okay, this is getting kind of ridiculous. To this day, this is probably the greatest 3-day run of movies in the entire 1,000 days, because I do not just throw out the 5 stars all willy-nilly, you guys. If I'm throwing out 5 stars, I really gotta love a movie, man. And nowadays they come maybe even once a year. And I mean, looking back, I may have been a bit gracious, but that's besides the point. I think it was these 5 days in these specific 3 movies that sort of kind of gave birth, in a way, to okay, that's kind of weird, gave birth to this challenge, because this was never intentional. I just happened to start doing it on accident, and I think these 3 days really pushed me to seek out great movies. And that is all how the Milo movie challenge began. And then, of course, I watched all the John Wick movies immediately after that. So in this first week of movie watching, I kind of discovered some movie watching tech. Now, this is important. Keep in mind, I'm in 8th grade. It's start of May. I really don't have anything to do with my life. I would sit in the corner of this one class where specifically I didn't have to do any work whatsoever. And I would knock out like half of a movie, because I was like, oh, this is my new thing. I'm not lonely. So yeah, obviously I'm not doing any work, so this became part of the schedule, and this really helped me build the habit. Let's get back on schedule a bit. On May 3rd, I watched mid-90s, and this was one of my more like film bro kind of, not really, I mean, but just, you know, go with it. This is that A20, but the light out. This is that A24 magic, you guys. By this point, I'm acknowledging I'm in this challenge, you know, no goal for if I'm going to do this for a month or 2 weeks, or, you know, I'm just kind of doing it, you know, seeing where it goes. And I was really messing with it. I was like, man, I'm finding a lot of good stuff. I'm discovering good stuff. And this May is probably one of the best times ever, because the movies that I watched for the first time this May were the best of the best. I watched so many incredible movies for the first time, just like day after day after day, and to the point where I think it was making my standards like ridiculously high. I think I gave Spirited Away like a 3.5 or something, and I was just knocking down these movies. I was knocking down like 3 in a day, dude. It was so exciting to get started on this and really be jumping into more of a, it had always been a hobby, but more of a new hobby. And talk about nothing to do, man. This was probably on like a Wednesday, and you know, I was touching on some slightly deeper and more artistic movies like At Eternity's Gate, and you know, I was 14 years old. I watched movies I couldn't even comprehend, and I gave them 5 stars. And over this month, I watched multiple movies that I would consider 5 stars for the first time. Most of them were, you know, a little more generous, but there was one that very much still sticks out today, and this is my number 5, unlock the number 5 spot. It's Such a Beautiful Day is what the movie is called. Now, these current 5 will be revealed all in due time, but this is what we're going to start with here. So this is a project by Don Hertzfeldt that came out in 2012, and it's only about 60 minutes, and oh my god, it is the most incredible 60 minutes you'll have in your entire life. I don't even want to tell you anything about it, because I can't really put it into words at all, because I can't. I seriously can't. It's so incredible. It's funny. It really is everything, and I would recommend anyone to watch this. And please pay attention. Put the phone down and please just watch it. It's a really good one. Also, rent it. Please rent it. It's like $5. Please rent it. So after charting off May, I don't know, is that a word? My life is already adapting a little bit, actually. I mean, I started this new habit where I wake up like an hour and 15 minutes before I had to get on the bus, so I can enjoy a coffee and have dedicated movie time. I still do this today. Anyway, this was only for a couple weeks though, because the school is now out for summer. And then I watched 5 Lego movies in a row, but that is awesome. And I was also writing a video on these movies, and I gave up on it. Anyway, let's talk about the top 4 at the time. The top 4 is something that is very important. It's what you showcase on your profile when someone clicks on you, when they want to know what you're about. They're going to see that top 4, and they're going to say, man, this guy is lame. This guy is annoying. So we got to know where we started with this. Here's the profile. Let's analyze this a little bit. This profile picture, that's LARP. This name, that's pretty cool. Bio, sure. All right. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
And so it begins.
Was my favorite at this point because I was a big Wes Anderson fan, you know, as many are. I mean, it's a great movie. Go watch it, but spoilers, this does not remain in my top 5. As do Soul and I just watched this movie again, also out of bewilderment that I gave this 5-star and I had it in my favorites. And I realized that this was definitely just to be pretentious, just to look like I know what I'm doing. It's definitely great, but there's no way 14-year-old me liked the movie that much. And I think even I realized this at the time because I'm pretty sure I changed it like a week or two later. So there you go. I still like Soul a lot. I've just seen a lot now that has surpassed it. So out of these 4, 3 have been checked off, have been sent out of here. But one does remain to this day, and that is The Truman Show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
All right, now my dad showed me this movie when I was very young, and man, did this stuff truly it truly did blow my mind, seriously. I've seen this movie like a billion times. I mean, it's so good. The best premise ever. Talk about the craziest and coolest premise of all time. And I mean, everyone knows about this movie. I'm not going to go in depth because everyone knows The Truman Show. Let's be real. If you don't know The Truman Show, go watch it. What are you doing, man? Please. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. We got 12 Angry Men up on the menu, and The Pursuit of Happiness. 2 back-to-back once again, and they are both just really good. 12 Angry Men is definitely the best written movie I've ever seen. Definitely at least one of the best. Because to take 12 different characters and have them sit in a hot and sweaty room and just be talking, and it's to be incredible is insane. I don't know how it's so good. And it's an hour and a half, and they're just talking. I cannot stress that they talk, and that's all they do. Now, despite all my glaze for all these movies, believe it or not, I did actually dislike the occasional flick here and there. I mean, I don't know why I watch these, but hey.
Look what I picked up last night. McAnal oven?
Y'all, you gotta be a little more open-minded, you know. I didn't really like 2001. It's boring. Steve Cutts. If you know this guy, then you know where I'm going with this. What I'm about to tell you may be heartbreaking, but there were some days where I was a little busier, and I did watch a short film. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I don't do it anymore, but whatever. It's in the past. Anyway, I began to complete the Steve Cutts short film catalog of misery is the only way I could describe it, starting in July. And you guys have probably seen these on one platform or another because they are powerful. They go deep on emotions and humanity and iPhones, and now these suck. Even at 14, I was like, all right, what am I doing here? So I made this guy, Steve Cutts, my enemy as I slowly worked through his short films throughout, the next year or so. Spoiler alert, none of them were that great. And on July 7th, I watched probably the only thing in all of these days that I literally do not have a single memory of. Why did I watch this? I also watched all the Rocky movies, and they were great. I also fell asleep watching the first one at probably 2 p.m., and I don't know how I did that, because that's never happened before. At this time, if you asked me who my favorite movie director was, I no doubt would have said Wes Anderson. And I think this is pretty common for, film dudes, because his style is just zany and wacky. And that's something that younger me didn't really see all that often in the more, mature movies. And that's something I have always been able to appreciate more. art direction is something that I've taken a particular interest in of all things. I mean, I've taken a particular interest in all of this stuff, but art direction is something that I always was very intrigued by, how it looked. And he has a very unique style, a very fun style, and that was always something that I really appreciated. And I mean, come on, these movies are pretty good. Oh, hey, another 5-star from The Hunt. This movie is depressing. Come on, guys. I watched Naruto. Yeah, I mean, I watched it in dub. I was also working on the QT Quentin Tarantino Gauntlet. Django. What a great movie. And another 5-star movie from Puss in Boots, too. Now, by August, I was getting to the theater a little bit more, but I wasn't really seeing anything too far out of my comfort zone. I saw Barbie like 2 days early. I've never done that since. I don't know how I was also staying a little artsy-fartsy with They Clone Tyrone and Papa YouTuber. Dead Poets Society is a 5-star movie. I also watched Coraline like 3 times in 2 months because I saw it in the theater and I rewatched it. Yada yada. I was tired of this movie. I do not want to watch it again. August 16th was an important day. I watched the first episode of Black Mirror. I'm also still watching it. It's been 1,000 days. Now, I said August 16th was important, but no, not because I started doing that. August 16th is important because I watched the worst movie that I've ever seen to this day. It's called Joshua and the Promised Land.
No!
And this movie is like if you tortured yourself, if you tortured the people around you, if you thought of every nightmare you've ever had. It's probably not as bad as Joshua and the Promised Land, because this is the most terrible thing I've ever seen. It's 55 minutes, but it's like the clock is submerged in resin. I recommend this movie to everyone because this could make even the most happy and joyful person into someone filled with an uncontrollable hate and rage. I'm surprised this movie wasn't in the news for how many homicides were probably caused. Anyway, please go watch this. It's genuinely horrible. A Trip to the Moon is from 1902, and it's aging like a fine cheese. Nobody really knows what happens in this, but we all act like we do, and we all say, wow, now how did they do this?
Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the sky.
Napoleon Dynamite is another movie that I grew up watching, and man, let me tell you, it is just built different. I mean, talk about one of the most boring premises ever, but this movie could not have been made if the budget was not so low. But this is what happens when you have limited resources. This is something I'm a big advocate for. Limited resources will make you insanely creative, and this is probably the funniest movie ever. You're not supposed to laugh at all. The stuff happening to these people is borderline debilitating. It's nobody in the movie would think these are jokes. There's no setup. There's no jokes told in this movie. It's not by a technical standpoint. It's not supposed to be funny. It's not like, a Superbad or a Booksmart where it's very clear what the joke is, because there's just no setup. Things are so incredibly funny to watch happen from an outside perspective. Anyway, go watch this. It's some insane quotes. You're gonna get some good knowledge out of this movie. It is wonderful. September 5th. This is my first day of high school, and of course, I'm getting up in the morning to make some coffee and have some dedicated moving time. I watched American Pie. I think I was trying to get in the high school mood or something, but I was clearly nervous because I gave this movie 4 stars, and it's not very good. Anyway, if you ask me what the most well-made movie is to this day, I will have said Parasite. And I still say Parasite because it is incredible. I mean, it's not my favorite, obviously. It's one of my favorites. I mean, tons of people have talked about why this is so great. Don't go and watch any of those if you haven't seen the movie. Please go watch the movie. Get rid of your fear of subtitles. Put the phone down. Read the screen. Pay attention because you are in for a wild, wild, and amazing ride. So many incredible techniques used in this movie. So much symbolism. It's the whole package. It's everything, man. If there's any movie I would ever recommend, it's absolutely Parasite. Logan Paul movie. This movie is absolutely terrible. Just look at this review. And we got another 5-star alert, and it's going to The Silence of the Lambs. What a great movie. And also the best episode of Black Mirror to this day. We're now into October, and I'm still going strong on the movies. Still no sight of where this challenge is going, but we just go day by day in the Milo movie challenge. And this is despite, being probably 5 times as busy as the summer. After like 100 days of this, there are still so many things that I wanted to watch, so many things that I hadn't seen. But I did clear a lot of like the goats. But I was also watching a whole lot of poop. Rewind on that because I also watched Bullet Train again, which is by all means absolutely not a very good movie, but I love it because it is so awesome. This is going to be a trend. I mean, nothing really stands out too much here in October. I watched a few scary movies. Okay, we're going off on a tangent right now. I'm not a big horror movie fan. I'm sorry to say it, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but horror just doesn't really do it for me. Can't really remember the last time that I was scared when I was watching a movie. I don't know, it just doesn't really get me invested. It doesn't really get me hooked. It doesn't really get me. Rolling on into November here, I watched 21 Jump Street, and this movie's good, man. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are some straight goats with the camera. They make some of the best, most fun, most awesome movies. They made the Lego movie 21 Jump Street. They made Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, man. These guys, they worked on the Spider-Verse movies. They're making Project Hail Mary. Man, these guys are absolutely great. And another 5-star movie a week later. What was I on, man? I cannot stress enough. This absolutely does not happen anymore. And then I rediscovered my love for Tom Holland Spider-Man movies because, man, these are fun to watch. Your uncle will love them. And my cousin told me to watch this movie called The Package on Netflix. Its picture is emojis, and I think that tells you all you really need to know about it. Now, December 2nd. I have nothing logged December 2nd. I know for a fact that I didn't forget to watch something because I never do that, and I would hold myself accountable. So whatever I watched on December 2nd, 2023 has been deleted off of Letterboxd. Hold on. Any of you eagle-eyed viewers out there might notice that this is actually a little something called a lie. On this day, I don't have anything logged between these 2 Black Mirror episodes, and I am 98% sure it's under the same circumstances that I just explained. I don't really know what to say. I just don't. Whatever it is, it's gone. So there you go. My mistake. Everyone's alright. Let's get back to it. 5 stars for the Inception from the Christopher Nolan. The Holdovers came out in 2023, but it came out in 1970 in the heart of the people. Speaking of heart, this movie has basically all of it. It stole all of the heart from every other movie ever made. It's like if the Grinch's heart grew 2.5 sizes, 10-fold times over. Exponent that by a number of numbers. So much to love about this movie, man. 3 people, they don't want to be together. They have nowhere else to go. It's an incredible watch around Christmas time and just a great movie out of the movies that come out in the Netflix era that we are currently in. Akira. please watch this movie and get over that fear of subtitles. After getting through a decent bit of Christmas movies, I ended the year off with 8 Mile. Wow. Okay. So far, this challenge has been going pretty well. I mean, even 8 months in or whatever, I had no idea where this was going to end. That is mainly attributed to the fact that there are so many movies. You guys don't understand how deep it goes. There are an incredible amount of movies out there. When you start like, me back in April and May, you get through a lot of the very, very, very big movies, and they might not feel insanely popular. It might feel like you're calling niche there, but let me assure you, you're not even scratching close to the surface at all. As you get more and more involved, you start to realize how many great movies are really out there, and you start to realize how much you really haven't seen. For example, at any given time, Netflix has over 4,000 movies. Now, most people in their lifetime will never even get close to watching 4,000 movies. Keep in mind, add on Hulu and Amazon and Netflix and Prime, HBO, whatever, and you start to see how many movies are really out there. And yeah, a lot of them are not great, but for every 5 that suck, there's at least 1 diamond in the rough. So the real reason I just kept going at this point was because, in the words of Frank Sinatra, or whoever wrote that song originally, you ain't seen nothing yet. Starting off 2024 strong with the movie Heat, directed by Michael Mann, and these movies are for men. It was a good movie, but I didn't like it as much as some people. I'm sorry guys. January 6th I watched Goon, not about what it may sound like. Anyway, this is one of my most famous reviews, believe it or not, with a whopping 3 likes. Woo! Okay! Despite reviewing every day for close to about 3 years now, a lot has flown under the radar, much like this YouTube channel. The next day I watched The Apartment. This one is significant because this is a rare scenario of my original rating being lower than my current rating. We're gonna expand on this later. Most of the time, my ratings go down as I mature, but sometimes they do go up, believe it or not. Elvis. Let's talk about Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. I don't even know how you say his name, and I don't even care because this movie is...
In that moment, I watched that skinny boy transform.
But this movie is straight butt. There are some who like this and the style of this dude Baz. I'm not one of them, but I'll still recommend you this movie because I encourage all of you to not take any single thing that I say seriously. I want all of you to go watch these movies if they even sound the slightest morsel of enticing. So go watch it, but man, I don't like it. It's like a 2.5-hour movie trailer, and don't even get me started on The Great Gatsby. I'll save that for later. Now, Before the Sun Rose on January 26th, I watched Before Sunrise. Despite giving it a 4-star at the time, this is one you just can't get out of your head, man. It's the first part of the Before trilogy, directed by Richard Linklater, and these are some of the best romances made ever. These are the best romance movies made ever, in my opinion, and it's just not even close, man. It's almost impossible to do romance without making it cheesy or just making it feel odd, and these 3 movies could only be compared to prime Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, and Dennis Rodman, man. You need to watch this trilogy. Each movie's like 9 years apart, and they follow around Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and they just walk around, and they legit just talk. They talk for the entire time. It's like 12 Angry Men, but they're just not even angry. You're a bystander in their beautiful conversation, and that is all you need in this movie because it is absolutely wonderful.
All the way to your island of rain.
Surprisingly enough, I liked Citizen Kane. Whoa, I was 15 and I was watching it while I was running on the treadmill.
Whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you.
Not even performative on this one because I was too long into the challenge to be performative at this point. Old Boy. If you know, you know. We're gonna get deeper on this one later. Mabaroshi, this movie sucked. Sorry guys. And I hate to admit it, but I've always been an anime fan. I mean, at this point, I have watched every genre from, you know, the Russian war movies to Teddy Bear Animatronics Part 2. I mean, Your Name is one of my 30 out of 1,300 5 stars because that movie is absolutely incredible. And I don't discriminate against certain mediums of creation and language because there are greats in every category, and you just gotta stay open-minded and get out of your comfort zone because you're gonna find some good stuff. February 20th, I watched The Night of the Living Dead, and this movie was more important than probably anything else I watched the entire challenge. And I feel like I say that a lot, but this one really spiraled pretty hard here. I have to tell you guys the story of this. About a month or so before I watched Night of the Living Dead, I tried my hand at making a fun little black and white short film, just as, you know, a little experiment. I was testing some shots, I was testing out what my phone could really do, to be honest, and I had to learn how to use CapCut, of all things. And this was inspired by a video that I made with my friends just for fun. I mean, it was during a year or two where I didn't really make too many YouTube videos. So I started making these little black and white short films for fun. And like a month later, when I watched Night of the Living Dead, it reinforced my sort of understanding of these like old movies and sort of gave me a burning passion to make some more of these. And it's probably the reason why somebody may be watching this video right now. It gave me the idea to make 2 more short films, which gave me the idea for a super long short film that I made over the summer, and it was the first video that I posted on this channel, which I took down because I deemed that it sucked. This spiraled into me making more and more videos that I was actually happy with, and here we are today. So thanks to Night of the Living Dead from 1967 for being a good movie and helping me find my passion in filmmaking and picking up YouTube once more. February 29th, I watched Dune. I wonder if this one breaks like the challenge because it's on, you know, leap year or whatever. I don't know, dude. Someone come up with something smart about that. The thing about Dune is that it sounds similarly close to Doom. Megamind in the Doom Syndicate.
Hello, loyal viewers.
There was a time when I was younger where Megamind was my favorite movie. And now I can proudly say that Megamind is the 2nd worst movie I've seen in my entire life.
It's the same model as the police officer.
Oh my god.
What is he doing, bro?
This is all you need to know. This sucks. Someone made a video pointing out all the inconsistencies or whatever in the trailer. It's bad. It's bad.
You weren't like a stalker or anything, right? No. Okay.
Oh. You think I would look like a stalker?
Now, Finding Francis is something that I can't recommend enough. I mean, technically it's a TV episode, but I mean, it's movie length. And it's good. It's good. Nathan Fielder is really that guy. If you like documentaries, you're going to be a big fan of this.
It wasn't the most reassuring conversation. Bill had an odd way of communicating that was hard to decipher.
Here I go, dig it in again.
Speaking of documentaries, that's something I've realized that I've actually really begun to enjoy. It's something that I never would have guessed that I'd be a fan of, but man, do I really like documentaries. I encourage all of you to go look for some good documentaries that sound interesting, because when they're done well, they're really done well. Like Hoop Dreams, you know, The Last Waltz. I mean, that was a concert film. Whatever, because man, real life can really tell some better stories than can be written, I'll say that much. I watched Come and See. That movie was a bummer. It was a bummer. And it's extremely high rated, Now you may be asking, what is the highest rated movie on this platform, Letterboxd? Well, here's the top 5, and here's my one-word opinion on each of them. Alright, not seen. Oh, yeah, okay, that's good. Easy watch with the family. Also, I've not seen that one. I told you guys there's a lot of movies I still have not seen. The Fabelmans is one of the best movies about filmmaking from one of the GOATs, Steven Spielberg, man. That shot at the end where David Lynch tells him to turn the camera. You see that on Instagram Reels, man. It's great stuff. Also watched Nobody when I was in Orlando, Florida, and it had a song so incredible that it became my favorite song.
Please, God, open that door.
Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong.
And then I used it in an Instagram post. That's a high honor. Even on vacations, I was watching movies every day, man. I told you guys, I'm dedicated to this stuff. Now, it may sound like an April Fool's joke, but Scooby-Doo, The Mystery Begins is actually a good movie. And I mean, I grew up watching it, but I have no problem with putting my nostalgia aside. And it's probably one of the best sleeper movies ever. I mean, just look at this, man. How could you not love it? April 15th, we're 10 days away from hitting 1 year. I'm on page 23 of this script. What do I do? I watch a David Lynch film, Mulholland Drive. I didn't really like it all that much. I then bought Letterboxd Patron, the small price of 50 buckaroonies a year. I feel the deep desire to customize the posters and my backdrop. I'm almost a year in. I earned it. The day before the fateful day, I watched Better Off Dead, ... This is a good movie. Only the best reviews here. On that fateful day, April 25th, 2024, I completed the loop with another watch of Cinema Paradiso. Of course, you know, I had to cap it off with Cinema Paradiso, which is the movie I started with. If you don't remember, that was probably like 40 minutes ago. Anyway, a successful year of movie watching had been fully completed. I wrote my first ever serious review, and it's probably one of like 3 or 4 serious reviews that I have written to this day. Anyway, let's talk about what changed in the last year. My morning thing where I get up and I watch a movie with coffee is still an everyday thing. I was getting up at like 5:30. I still do it. So at this point, I think I had like 600 or something total movies seen in my lifetime. Like 400 were over the last year. And by this point, I know this is very long awaited. I had my current favorite. I mean, I did for a while, but by this point, it's been set in stone. The long awaited #1 favorite movie. Everyone's been waiting for it. I made you guys wait. I'm sorry. Building suspense or something. It's the Lego Movie. Of course, it's the Lego Movie. It couldn't be anything else. To this day, this is my favorite movie of all time. I mean, it was my favorite when it came out in 2014, and it has been since then, on and off, but it mostly, there were some years where I would have said something else, but at heart, it was always the Lego Movie. I mean, it's literally, there's not a single second of this movie that I don't like, that isn't good, that is unpolished, that's bad in any single way. It's just a masterpiece through and through, and if I don't stop talking about it now, we will be here too long, and we've been here too long already. Anyway, let's kick off year number 2, everybody. We're starting with Anyone But You. What a great start. On May 1st, I rediscovered my love of Interstellar. I don't know how I didn't give this 5 stars when I first watched it. Anyway, it has the best movie scene of all time, actually.
Newton's third law. You gotta leave something behind.
You told me we had enough resources for both of us.
Detach.
Nosing down. Approaching the event horizon. Port side, dipping down beneath it.
Computers are going down.
May 18th, hate to admit it, there is another gap. I know it's, I watched something, whatever it is, it has been wiped from my memory and the platform. Other than that, May wasn't all that eventful. I logged a Cirque du Soleil, however you say that. I put that I found the live show that I went to. What an odd, I don't know why I looked for it. And on June 6th, we have completed the first full school year while doing this challenge. Freshman year with multiple sports seasons and lots of things going on. And I still completed the challenge successfully. So I was pretty confident that I could keep this going for a while. Anyway, I could talk about how I've changed so far, what's changed. But, I mean, come on, guys, we're too early in this video to start getting deep and emotional. We gotta save that for, like, the end of, like, the second act, maybe. The music ruined Challengers. I did not like the music in Challengers, and I will stand by that unless I watch it again, and then I think otherwise. I also watched all the X-Men movies, and it turns out I really didn't like them all that much. I'm sorry. Except Logan. I did like Logan. My chair blew up in the theater when I watched Inside Out 2. It was very startling, and I wish I could say I was kidding. No, I watched a lot of these July movies while I played Elden Ring. Which, first of all, I don't know how that's possible, and second of all, why did I do that? The double monitor causes wonders to be had. I was watching Kung Fu Panda and, old monster movies galore, man. And July 21st, I came to the realization that RRR is probably the most movie ever to be movied, because just look at this movie. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Watched Howl's Moving Castle. Alright, let's go on a tangent here. Studio Ghibli doesn't really do it for me. I'm sorry about that, you guys. I can't really identify why. Maybe it was because I didn't really grow up watching it, but I mean, they just don't really hit as hard for me as they do for most people. And I can appreciate them, but I don't know. I just don't know. And if I feel like if I deserve hate for any single take in this video, it probably should be this one. Amadeus is crazy and great, and it's made by a fellow Milo, kinda, not really. Borderlands movie was terrible. We told the theater worker that it sucked, and I'm pretty sure they stopped showing it after that. We were also the only people in the theater, so I feel that we had a lot of influence there. I rewatched the second most well-made movie ever. It's really good. Don't let anyone tell you different. You just gotta watch this stuff, man. It's so clean. I was actually excited to watch Harold and the Purple Crayon. And it was on a sketchy website. And needless to say, it was not good. And then I watched Marmaduke, the animated one, and this movie is genuinely horrible. It's definitely in the bottom 5. Oh yeah, while we're at it, let's cover the bottom 5. Coming in at the number 5 spot, this is War of the Worlds. Now, it's not as terrible as these other movies. It's really bad, but it did go up against Airplane Mode, and it is worse than Airplane Mode. I hate to say it. Coming in at number 4, Marmaduke. Yeah, I just talked about it. It's terrible. Number 3, Saving Christmas.
I went ahead and just organized a hip-hop dance crew that encompasses all the joy and gospel burst and excitement that I alone as one man just cannot express.
We haven't got to this one yet, but when we get to it, oh my god, you guys are gonna... I don't even know, dude. Coming in at number 2, I've already talked about the top 2, so what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Megamind and Joshua in the Part. Like, these 2 movies are just the worst of the, like, terrible, terrible, terrible movies. Let's get back to that stuff. Couple movies later, and sophomore year of high school begins, and I'm starting the year off strong with another bad school movie. It's just tradition at this point. The movie's not great, but for some reason, I have only fond memories of it. I could not tell you why. They're there. And then I watch the High School Musicals. There's no rhyme or reason why I'm watching. I just see a movie and I pick it and I do it. I like Longlegs a lot. I like The Hateful Eight a lot. Wait, hold on, wait, that's a 5-star movie. Wait, oh my god.
is traditional Moldavian friendship cake.
I told you guys these get rarer and rarer. Batman, the OG Batman, maybe not the OG, but OG Batman is so funny and so goofy. It's hard not to just love this thing. I mean, I've always been a big Batman guy, and seeing the cast they got going on in this movie is just ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous watch, man. It's great. And I watched the Christopher Nolan Batmans, Batmans. I mean, these always go hard. Everyone knows these movies go hard. After Hours is a great little adventure, courtesy of Martin Scorsese. All That Jazz is a good one. We're getting a little crazy. Let's evaluate the kinds of movies that I'm watching at this point, because we're a year and a half in. I mean, obviously by this point I've moved past most of the big names, and also a decent bit of the also big names, because they just get bigger and bigger the more you look at them. Like when you do this every day, you see the same movies shown over and over and lots of things. They feel a lot more popular than they are to an outside perspective. But man, there are still at this point a year and a half in so many movies I haven't seen. So many things that I want to see. It seemed like as I went on the list of things I wanted to see only grew, and maybe that's because every movie I watched I learned something new in a way. I feel like a lot of people don't really attribute movies to being educational at all, but a lot of times I feel like you can learn something. It'll be, you know, probably a little bit, but everything I watched, it felt like I got something new out of it. Whether it was just how life sort of was in a certain time period, or a little camera trick that I'd never seen before. I was and always am still excited to try something new, and I'm always willing to learn something. So every single new movie I watched just gave me something new, and that was always exciting. I don't know how I got on this tangent. Basically what I'm saying is that there was always enough movies for me to watch. There still is more than enough movies for me to watch. In October of 2024, I really made an effort to bang out all of the scary movies. I mean, I was watching Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. I watched Fight Club wanting my 5-star rating to go down just because of all the annoying people that love this movie. Turns out I'm also one of them. And I also realized that The Batman from 2022 is a 5-star movie. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I realize how good this movie is in literally like everything. And the theme just rips, dude. The Incredibles is incredible. I mean, I've always loved that like 1950s futuristic suburban American dream type of vibe, and I think it gives a base template for some really cool set movie. I don't even know what I'm saying. Borat, funny dude, man. Terrifier actually sucked. That movie sucked. If you like this movie, I don't want to call you a weirdo, but I'm calling you a weirdo because why? Because like what? Like what? Barbarian had a crazy good first act. One of my favorites for horror movies, and we know how I feel about horror movies. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is super fun and one of a kind, mostly. Joker 2 kind of was, but sort of. It was 5 stars to look back. Fujimoto, he has the sauce. Maybe not as much nowadays. Chapter was coming out too. These two girls will make you sad, and that's enough said. I watched Tick Tick Boom, and I found out that, yeah, you know what? I actually don't mind musicals if the music is done pretty well. And Eyes Wide Shut has some of the best lighting I've seen in a movie ever, and this is peak Stanley Kubrick, I would say. It's also a great Christmas movie to just toss on and watch it with the family. Now, It's a Wonderful Life is a movie where I did something a little unique when I watched it, a little something out of character. I made a gigantic meal of just slop from the pantry, and I threw it up on the big TV, and that was dope, man. And I also watched it in color because the powers and the wonders of Technicolor are just amazing. I would talk about Erased, but it's not a movie, and if you want to know my emotional backstory with the show, go read the review. I didn't really like Speed Racer. Sorry guys, I'm pretty wacky, but that one was a lot. Coherence is a movie that everyone should watch because it shows what you can do with a small budget, and also it's really good. If I had to pick a movie out of any of them that I've seen that should be remade with a high budget, I would give it to the Coherence guys. I think that would be legendary. I think they could do some excellent work there.
This all started tonight, and if there are a million different realities, I have slept with your wife in every one of them.
Here we are back in the Christmas season. This December of 2024, I was determined, just like October, I was determined to knock down as many of the good Christmas movies as possible. Well, good. Of course, I watched Bullet Train Year 3, of course. And the day after that is the final gap that I have in the diary here. No record or clue of what I watched that day. And the day after that, I watched Interstellar in IMAX, and it was probably the most overwhelming experience I've had in my life. I was in the front row of the IMAX theater, and the movie started at 11 p.m. So needless to say, it was definitely odd, but it was also wonderful. So I'm very appreciative. I would love to do that again.
Can you believe you ever think that guy went 20 years without Jack?
I watched Dear Santa, and that one sucked. And then I watched Sabrina Carpenter, and it was awesome. On my 16th birthday, I woke up with a furious, raging sickness in which I had stayed home the day before. On this day, it was worse, but I had things to do. I watched The Holdovers in the morning, and then I went to school and played badminton for an hour and a half. Then I took a midterm for my AP US History class, and then I drove an hour away to take my driver's test. I can't speak for the midterm, but I would say driver's test went pretty well. Even on my sickest days, I pull through is essentially the moral of the story. You know, on that note, there have been days where I haven't wanted to watch a movie. I know, surprise, surprise, and over the course of 1,000 days, there were days where I didn't want to do the thing I do every day. And this isn't really because I didn't feel like watching a movie. I mean, that was it sometimes. But a lot of times, it was because I wanted to do something else. Turns out doing something for 2 hours a day takes 2 hours out of your free time where you could be doing something else. And there were days where, man, I was just in the middle of a great game, a great show, but I had to cut that out because I needed to watch a movie, and the movie I watched probably sucked. So this part of the challenge was honestly harder than having time to watch something. Like I said earlier, guys, I'm not a giver-upper, and I pull through all of the time. One of the hardest times I've ever had watching a movie was The Life Aquatic. Not because the movie was bad, you know, it was pretty good, but I was so incredibly tired, and I was falling asleep for like the second half of the movie, and I honestly thought I might not make it. I was doing all this weird stuff to like try to stay awake so I could finish this movie before, you know, the next day. And I will not sleep through a movie. That's something I will never do. Similarly, I think the closest call I ever had was Harold and Kumar's Christmas movie, or whatever it is, because I think I finished it at a friend's house at maybe like 11:50. So cutting it a little, that's a little nail biter there. It's been so long since the last time I recorded that in that time I got a new phone. I can't use this microphone with the phone anymore. It's a new phone. To the backup camera. And we're not really even close to done, so... Alright, back to the program. The Peanuts movie is awesome and wonderful as always. Night of the Living Dead again. You guys know the backstory on that. Bad Netflix movie actually turned out to be alright. You know, sometimes you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt there. I didn't really love Love Actually, but you know... Whatever, man. I watched The Polar Express again, dude. I can do whatever I want, okay? And as a Christmas miracle, I realized how good The Apartment actually is, man. Jack Lemmon is one of the best OGs there is. Billy Wilder is also the OG GOAT. Everyone should watch The Apartment, even if you don't like old movies, and you should, even if you do like old movies, because man, it's good. Also, if you don't like old movies, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? A Complete Unknown actually got me to listen to Bob Dylan.
The reason that you talk behind my back.
And turns out Bob Dylan is an awesome dude. And The Big Short, it made me had some mixed feelings. And then I went even older with a Buster Keaton movie from 102 years ago. This guy actually was hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. I had to film a clip on my phone because it was so funny. Wait for it. And then I capped off the year with Anora. It was a good flick. Boom! Welcome to 2025. I started the year off on a high note with 12 Years a Slave. And then Radio Rebel kind of sucked, and Snack Shack, severely underrated, guys. Go check out Snack Shack. I like that movie. And Rope is another good old movie about guys that just kill another guy. Rejoice. Rejoice is all I can say, because Sing Sing is here. Sound the 5-star alarm, because Sing Sing is something that actually crazily surprised me about how good this freaking movie is, dude. It's these guys in prison and they just do like Shakespeare, and it's so beautiful. It's so amazing. It's so wonderful. And they cast the dudes that were based on the true story. They were based on it. They cast them in the movie. Awesome. Why did I write this, bro? What? I don't know what this... Oscar loser Saoirse Ronan puts this pretty well here. What the hell? I don't know what that means. And on January 15th, of course, I realized, yes, Old Boy is a 5-star movie. Probably the best movie with incest. You know, if you wanted to know my take on it, I guess. Oh my god, Barry Lyndon. We're finally at Barry Lyndon. Now, I didn't give this a 5-star, but man, if I was performative, absolutely, this would be at the top of the... This might be on the top 4. It's visually, it's the most beautiful movie ever made, and I will stand by that probably for a very long time. I mean, if I could throw anything in the theater, it would be this movie, dude. Oh my god, every single shot. Oh, it's beautiful, dude. Kubrick was on something when he made this one. The natural lighting, oh my gosh, it's like a painting after a painting. What a beautiful flick, man. Babylon is also a great movie for its 3-hour price tag. You know, movies about Hollywood and filmmaking are always interesting to me. And Damien Chazelle is a great movie maker, guys.
Where do you want to go?
I am going home.
Then I watched The Irishman, which is 3.5 hours, and I'm pretty sure this was on like a school day. They painted a portrait of a lady and they set it on fire, and then they made a documentary about it. Alright, at this point, I am less than a year away from 1,000 days. I probably didn't do the research at the time to know when 1,000 days was. It's January 20th. Day 1,000 is January 20th, 2026. So take the note, mark the calendar, do whatever you gotta do to keep that date in mind, because that is where the bar is set. Bad zombie movie, great courtroom movie, amazing bounty hunter movie, bad superhero movie, incredible romance movies again, bad superhero movie, like literally a super bad movie, literally again. All of this back and forth is giving me a hangover. The Hangover. My friends got into a car crash on the way to Captain America Brave New World, so I sat alone for about 30 minutes or so. You know, maybe if we lived in a walkable city, that wouldn't have happened. So thanks, America. You know, also the movie sucked. Diddy. Diddy really surprised me, and it was great, man. I love these kinds of movies. Coming of age movies, man. I think that's probably my favorite genre. You know, Nosferatu's weird, and the original Blade Runner looks great, but it is boring. You know, if I had to describe my favorite movies and what I think makes a movie great, really kind of boils down to how entertaining it is. I mean, you know, if you don't care about any of the movies you're watching, obviously you won't be entertained and you will sit there bored. But a movie doesn't have to make you think every second to be really great, in my opinion. I mean, that's just my opinion, though. A lot of people, you know, prefer to be bored out of their minds and glaze a movie because it has, you know, complex, well-written dialogue that reveals subtle themes of sadness. Yeah, and then Jackass 2 says, nah. I ended February by watching all the Jackass movies because, man, ooh, they were so good. Everyone knows that already, though. Let's be real. Intermission. The trailer for the new movie just came out yesterday. I'm so excited. I will be there. Oh my gosh, you guys don't know how excited I am. Back to the video. Out of the 1,000 days, I think this period had the most movie watching. I've still never surpassed 3 in a day. And I think this is only really comparable to May of 2023, which is probably about 5 hours ago in the video. But hey, I gotta ration these movies a little bit so I don't, you know, end up watching like the Dwayne Johnson catalog for, you know, weeks and weeks on end. Cure is an incredible detective movie. If you like Memories of Murder or Seven, you will love this one. Grand Theft Hamlet was definitely a more unique project, I would say. The Electric State was some garbage. Guys, I also like Chris Pratt, okay? You know, he made that one video where he was like, what's up, guys? It's CP here. But man, I think he does do good work. Like, he does do good work. He has, maybe not, you know, often, but he's got it in him. Like, I couldn't imagine anyone else's Emmett in the Lego Movie. Like, that's a perfect role. And I finally watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly after probably sitting on it for a very long time. And whoa, mama, little Elvis there. It was good. And it has a top 5 movie scene of all time. And if you know, you know. Basically. March 19th, I rewatched 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I wish I got taken back to 2001, where, I don't even know, this movie wasn't boring. I could talk about it for so long because of how divided I am on it. I mean, it looks actually incredible. Everything in it looks insane, but also everything in it is lame and should have been like an hour and a half, man. This movie is like most comparable to a tech demo, if I had to say, and the glaze on it is absolutely uncontrolled. And I love space, man. I'm a big space guy, but this one is just boring.
But the slow riding suddenly came to an end when a rowdy fan awoke a sleeping giant.
What the fuck did you say to me?
Making good on his promise.
Cour de Pharmacy is a fun little movie to watch if you only have 39 minutes in your day. But here's a real story for you. March 29th, 2025, I watched Princess Mononoke in a IMAX AMC theater. So obviously this theater is packed. It's an IMAX theater. They're running a beloved movie, and I'm with 2 of my friends. Probably 30 minutes or so, I begin to get extraordinarily hot is the only way I could describe it. It's like a feverish hot. Like I've caught a fever all of the sudden. And I take all my my sweatshirt off, resist the urge to just take my pants and my shirt off as well. But oh my god, is it hot. I think I probably finished my drink maybe halfway into the movie and I was just dry. Like I got nothing. I just had to grit my teeth, and I literally made the second half of the movie my mission to just survive till the end. I'm not joking when I say I had to retreat to the hallway, not once, but like 2 or 3 times to cool off. I mean, never in my life have I been so uncomfortable just like sitting there. And I feel bad for the lady next to me. She probably thought I was on like psychedelics, and man, it was a miserable time. But the movie was pretty good, I guess.
Michael Jordan plays ball. Charles Manson kills people. I talk. Everyone has a talent.
Thank You for Smoking is peak Aaron Eckhart. This guy, I wish this guy was in more movies, man. He is such a cool actor. He played Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight, and he does a wonderful job in this movie about a guy that is a bad person and sells cigarettes. I watched the Minecraft movie twice in 3 days. One of them was in IMAX, and surprisingly, only one of the times was unwillingly. I'm not gonna say which time. And then I did that food thing I did with It's a Wonderful Life, and I watched Goodfellas, and I really felt like I was living for the first time in my life. Did the same thing the next day, but it didn't hit the same because the movie Nerve was kind of meant for like YouTube shorts is how it felt, so you know, it didn't really hit the same. Richard Linklater, still just wonderful. Some movies later, and we are at the fated April 25th, 2K25. We are at 2 years, and I watched Sinners instead of, the fated Cinema Paradiso. And I don't regret it because Sinners was awesome. I didn't do an essay this time. I probably could have, but to be entirely honest, I just don't think I wanted to. So, since we're 2 years in, let's evaluate where we are sitting. We're around the end of 10th grade. Things are pretty smooth sailing, and this is literally just a part of my life. Like, I don't think about this anymore. I don't think about movie watching anymore. It is a part of my life. Like, by now there is basically a 0% chance that I'm gonna forget to watch something, or by failing willingly, not gonna happen. My top 5 is settled in. I am pretty deep into this challenge. This is my life, and at this point I have no clue what I would do without these 2 hours a day that I spend watching movies. I'll save you the more existential and deeper thoughts on purpose and passion, because we're gonna get to that later. Star Wars Episode 3 in the movie theater was a lot of fun, and it brought me back to when I was a big Star Wars fan, because not gonna lie, I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan now. May 1st, I watched The Last Waltz, a concert film about a band I had never listened to. The Band is their name, and the music that the band performs is great. Also, Marty Scorsese made this one.
The distance is not near. So I remember everything of every man who put me here. I see our light will shine from the west down to the east. Any day now, I shall be released.
Now, out of all of my daily reviews, keep in mind we're probably pushing 700 days we are beyond 700 days. At this point, I probably have close to 800 reviews locked in, at least. I've said a lot of not smart and probably borderline, maybe not even borderline insensitive things. And on May 2nd, 2025, I got my first ever review removed by the moderators. And I'm not gonna lie, after all of my years of being tolerated, I didn't think that was a thing. And it was on Barton Fink. And from my memory, it mentioned Japanese internment camps, but hold on, they mentioned it in the movie. It was some part of the movie, I forgot by now. Hopefully it was like a quote or so, I don't know, hopefully.
Oh, my lucky stars! A Negro!
When I watched Hamilton again, I fell into it. My AP US history knowledge made me want to, experience that hip-hop Lin-Manuel Miranda. There Will Be Blood is so awesome and cool. Paul Thomas Anderson, awesome and cool. I forgot the mic on the last recording. I don't even know what to say anymore. Look at summer. It's the summertime. Baseball is the most boring sport. That's well known by just about everyone. But Moneyball is quite the awesome movie and will probably be the best baseball movie for you if you're not a big Sandlot fan. I'm a big Sandlot fan. Moneyball is a great movie. And What We Do in the Shadows is likely Taika Waititi's best work. I mean, I honestly hadn't heard of this movie and I just kind of found it randomly. But it shouldn't be as under the radar as it is because it's pretty funny. It's also super unique and done well, which I feel like can be sort of a trap for unique movies or movies that are centered around a certain unique aspect, because a lot of times they end up focused on that one aspect and they will be lacking in other things that are important in making a whole package. Not What We Do in the Shadows, however, because this movie is the complete package. I discovered a formula for making a Ted movie because, man, did it piss me off. Nothing pisses me off more than when a movie that isn't funny thinks it's very, very funny. Ted 2 isn't funny. My farts are funnier than Ted 2. Lord of the Rings is dope, and I find myself getting more and more enthralled in sort of like the medieval fantasy genre vibe as time goes on. I watched The Princess Bride, just before this as well, and man, there's something just so wholesome and awesome, and everything's green and beautiful about these movies. It's just so fun. Because I live in hell. I mentioned Baz Luhrmann's Great Gatsby a while ago. It sucks, and here's why. The art direction is incredible. I'm gonna give this credit where credit is due. The art direction is it's crazy good, and you see this like beautiful maximalist city, but then the problem is that the rest of the movie is maximalist. I just hate the editing probably more than anything ever. There are so many cuts.
It's a custom Wurlitzer.
Can anyone play that?
Clips bring a cat. Someone wake you in. Of course, sir.
Music. And then we can dance all
Lynn's
night.
a symphonic genius. He can play anything.
And I don't.
And odd camera movements that it is just disgusting. It makes me want to kill myself, to be entirely honest. I'm sorry. And it just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I watch this guy's movies. That's it. I did a little Mission Impossible binge, and that was pretty fun. And I also watched like 3 movies in class to end the school year, because we are at the end of sophomore year. 33 was the worst of those 3, and it was kind of lame. But Bill and Ted, those guys know what's up, because that was quite the good movie. These guys did, they should call this movie Mission Impossible. These guys really did the impossible. Like, look at these, look at this. Just look at this. At the start of the summer, I went to Norway for a week. Yes, I did keep up with the movie streak somehow. I did have to watch a short film though. I'm sorry. Even on a week-long trip, I probably shouldn't have been watching movies. I was enjoying a lot of nature also. Okay, it took me way too long to watch Friendship. It was kind of one of those movies where you go in, you hear about it, you know that you just know you're gonna like it. You know it's your type of thing. That was Friendship for me. I was not let down. There are some great moments in this movie, most notably where Tim Robinson does like the like poisonous like psychedelic frog thing, and he goes and orders at Subway.
Must be wild. Toast it. Hey.
28 years later, I got to see just something magnificent on the big screen. We are living in the future. This is why they invented the IMAX screens. This is why they invented the camera. Luca made me want to go to Italy super bad and like go in the beautiful water and drive my Vespa around. Oh my gosh, it just sounds so fun. And then the next day, Squid Game Season 3 made me want to end my life. Go read this review if you're curious at all. There's I think probably some of my most hateful moments in my life packed into that review. July 8th, 2025, I saw F1 in the IMAX theater, and talk about aura farming and hype moments, man. The F1 that's all F1 is. Let's be real here. I kind of have like a running joke of myself about only rating movies based solely on aura farming and hype moments. And nobody else finds this funny in the slightest. This is only me. But F1 would be at the top of the aura farming and hype moments list, man. But I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty awesome to watch. It was pretty cool. Superman was Superman. I'm not gonna say it's not even funny. I saw it twice anyway. I rewatched It's Such a Beautiful Day for like the 5th time. I just like that thing a lot, man. Monsters University is amazing, and it has one of the best like themes I've ever heard in a movie. It's in my head like permanently. Truman Show bang. I have like every scene of this movie memorized, and I think this review is funny. Don John is odd.
There's only a few things I really care about in life. My body, my pad, my ride, my family, my church, my boys, my girls, and my porn.
I liked it. Late July, I went on a pretty good 3-day run here.
Yes, nerd. It's just Wi-Fi jibber jabber. It's not a big deal.
Nobody doing appliance shit, my nigga.
Is that right, my nigga?
Watch that movie everyone sees on TikTok. I should probably stay on TikTok. It's not that great. War of the Worlds.
Personal data to use against us.
Fuck you, Ice Cube, man. It was a good day, my ass, bro. What kind of a day did you have to make this movie? They should have called it Monday. Amazon should deliver a pipe bomb to my house and anyone's house who watched this movie to make them feel better. Let's be real. Roderick, what are you doing in this movie? What are you doing in this movie? If you watch this movie, just get fucked. You deserve, I deserve it, you deserve it. We're fools. We fell for this. Why did we watch? We waste time every day. This is the biggest time waster of all time. Punch Drunk Love is a real good movie and shows the side of Adam Sandler that us youngins, us Gen Zs like, man. I, too, am socially awkward. Adam Sandler, Punch Drunk Love. Let's go, Adam Sandler. Pause your stupid wife. Let's go. Weapons had a trailer that actually interests me because it was a horror movie. You guys know how I feel about horror movies. But Weapons, man, I saw it was directed by the same dude that did Barbarian, Zach Kreger, and boy, was I jumping in my boots because it enticed me. I was enticed by Weapons. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm coming around on horror movies. The opening scenes of Fixed versus the Suicide Squad could not be more different. One is great and one is probably one of the worst opening scenes I've ever opening seen.
Oh, Nana. Oh, you feel so good.
I also watched the Cars movies for the first time somehow at 16 years old, and I just don't have any nostalgia for them, and they're still pretty good. Shows you they hold up. Anyway, now this summer is over and junior year has begun. We got 5 AP classes lined up. We got work, we got cross-country practice, we got track practice, we got NHS, and many other busy things that could potentially hold me back from my movie watching streak. And I'm going to say now because we won't get there in this video's timeline. AP testing season, if you know, it is early May. There was some nail-biting moments in there, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I've been working on this video for like 4 months now. Yes, I have 12 subscribers. Started the school year off with Election. This time, the school movie was actually pretty good at the start of the year, unlike years past, Reese Witherspoon, I think, flew under my radar for too long. I think she is a most excellent actress, and Election was pretty good. Highest to lowest was a disappointing Spike Lee joint, to be honest. Just not that great, because it had incredible source material. High and Low was the source material. That's what it's going off, and the movie was not great, so that is inexcusable in my book. Limitless is that one of those movies you see on Instagram Reels. Great, absolutely top tier aura farming movie. Instagram bullshit maxing, all that. That's where you're gonna see Limitless. Nobody 2 was a bit disappointing compared to the first one, but I mean, to be honest, that's what I expected. Tangled, however, was significantly better than expected. It's like Frozen, but Frozen, not even Frozen, and it's better. And the ratings don't even lie. I don't know why I doubted this. You're gonna like Tangled. Don't doubt Tangled like I did.
Very long time.
Batman Returns has incredible art direction. And I used to be scared of this movie. Like, yeah, I think most people can probably see why. And The Departed is a great example of something that I have began to value more and more as time goes on. A good soundtrack. A lot of movies have a solid soundtrack, but my favorite is when you notice it. When you don't notice the soundtrack, it's kind of just there doing its job in the background. It's probably just alright. But when you notice it, it's either really good or really bad. And I think like probably 90% of the time, it's really good. Like in The Departed, where it's just constant and ever present over everything. Even like small little scenes, there's a soundtrack. And I think it just makes every scene more interesting. I think it's the way to go, you guys. One Battle After Another did this pretty well with that like that played for probably 2 hours of the movie. The movie's like 2.5 hours. It probably played for 2 hours of that. One Battle After Another is also the hardest I've ever laughed in a movie theater or just at a movie in general. And it wasn't at a joke, I'll tell you that. The reason may shock you. There's a scene towards the end of the movie where it's a dude sitting in a car. He's sitting in a car. The shot's like through the windshield. I don't know if it hung for just a little too long. My friend next to me just let out the slightest little barely noticeable, but unfortunately I had to notice it. And it's one of those where as soon as that happens, it's just where it escalates. It just goes from that to full. I was probably crying for a good 15 minutes. It was genuine tears in my eyes at nothing funny. Literally laughing at a guy sitting in it. I can't even think about it now without smiling because it was probably the dumbest thing ever. I remember thinking about this movie like a week after and laughing in the middle of the class like an idiot just at this. It's so stupid. I also started watching the James Bond movies, and these are a good example of corniness just being really nice. James Bond is the blueprint. He's the blueprint. He's also kind of odd around women, but it's a story for another day. Also, Goldfinger has probably the best intro to a movie ever. You can't even debate this. It's golden. We're in October. At this point, I feel like I have to resort to some of the lower quality scary movies. I feel like I've checked off a lot of the boxes on the top dogs, but now we're kind of at the weenie dogs, getting a little more niche. Tom Hanks is bourbon it in the Burbs and also The Reanimator. Nobody's like these. Also went and saw Roofman Alone, which I don't regret because man, Roofman was surprising. It was quite good. I mean, living in a Toys R Us doesn't really sound too bad. He had kind of a nice little area cut out there. He was also a Spider-Man fan and didn't realize he was talking to MJ. I don't know, Channing Tatum? My man. The Brutalist also probably has a top 5 opening scene. Oh my gosh, the movie looks great. It's pretty long. Honestly, I was interested the entire time. The story was interesting and also it was pretty unique. I'm gonna be honest, and I think it was done well. Adrian Brody he's still talking till this day. You think I've been talking for a while? This guy talked for a while. That joke sucks. Just like the potential AI usage in this movie. October 24th, a chainsaw comes out of this guy's head, and it's the 108th highest rated movie on Letterboxd. It is really good. I'm glad they did a movie for this part of the show. It's a show. I'm not going to talk about it too long, but it fits super well into the movie format. Also, some of the animation's probably the best 2D animation that's ever been animated. I seriously can't see it getting better than this for a long time. Also, Chainsaw Man as a series was in a better place when this movie came came out. So November 1st, we're past the scary movies. Richard Tracy. I don't know if that's his full name, but man, his movie looks good. It's like so deep in that aesthetic that it's going for that it's almost it's basically a parody. It's good, man. It looks good. It's up there with Gatsby in terms of like the art design and this just a cool city look. I appreciate a good city look. What a fun watch, but what if I told you the next 2 days got even better? I had the pleasure of seeing Back to the Future in the IMAX theater. Yeah, it's good. Everyone knows Back to the Future is good. It's a classic. About as classic as a classic can get. Borderline incest plot cinema. And boom, the next day, The Edge of 17 intrigued me because I was at the edge of 17. I was like, man, how does this movie apply to my life? Let's go find out.
But I'm gonna kill myself.
And someone tell me why this movie was so good, dude. I love this movie. Nadine, I would be your friend. Okay, don't even be sad. Don't worry. This movie made me develop emotions for the first time ever in my life. I don't know why I'm so connected to this character. We don't have much in common at all. I don't know, maybe our subconscious is like alike, and that's why I feel so drawn to this movie. Someone smarter than me tell me what's happening. A House of Dynamite and Life of the Party just kind of pissed me off. I don't know why. Black Dynamite, on the other hand, different kind of dynamite. Super funny. Go watch it. It's not that well known. Still not the funniest movie with dynamite in the name. You Only Live Twice is probably one of the worst movie titles I've seen in my entire life. I don't know what this means. I watched the movie. I don't know what You Only Live Twice. What a bad title, man. That title sucked. Silver Linings Playbook was also a sneaky little surprise for me. Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, they both do great jobs, and this could honestly be considered their prime. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say any things here, but this might be their prime for both of them. I mean, this movie got me in my feels or something. I don't know. Hoop Dreams.
It begins with a game, with a basket and a ball. It becomes a journey of heartbreak and hope. From city streets to the brink of fame.
I told you guys I love documentaries. Hoop Dreams is just one of the best. Only thing I can imagine getting better than this is when that LeBron documentary comes out. That would be incredible. Only these kids in Hoop Dreams went to the NBA, because that would be insane. That would make the documentary even better, but let's be honest, it's already really good. Follows these two kids just grinding it out to be the best, to play good basketball, and they are just doing everything they can to get there. It really shows you how many people are considered incredible and still only make it so far despite giving everything. Some people just can give the same and get more out of it. That's just how it works, unfortunately. Some people have a biological advantage, and that just hurts for a lot of us chumps. That's just how it is. I don't know. Year 4 Bullet Train. This movie just gets better and better every year. I look forward to it every time. The Kanye documentary was December 6th, I watched Teddy Bear Animatronics 2, and man, this movie was paint drying level boring. I was trying so hard not to fall asleep at like 1 in the afternoon for an hour and a half movie. Oh my god, it was boring. I was really close to falling asleep there. Also, the first movie I watched with a...
Okay, let's go.
This is why we need AMC A-List. The movie is basically free, all for $25.
AMC A-List member. Or, all under $30 a month. It pays for it.
4 movies a month, any format. Watch 2 movies a month, you've already made your money.
If you guys know, yeah, don't boo me. If you guys know, AMC A-List is basically a cult, but I take this stuff seriously, you guys. I am saving money with AMC A-List. I hate to admit it. All you fun ruiners that hate on AMC A-List, go get a life. I hate you. I will be spending my life at the movie theater for $30 a month, but also probably in IMAX or in any format. December 12th, 2025, I hit the age of 17. That's the age I'm currently at. I can finally go watch rated R movies. Man, a whole new world's about to open up, obviously. Oh man, The Holdovers always does it for me on the birthday. You guys know this is the birthday movie, and what an incredible one it is. Jennifer Lawrence and Die My Love. I mentioned Prime earlier. Might have to rethink that. Absolutely by Dijon is not really a movie. It's on YouTube, but I think everyone should go watch this because he was in one battle after another. So I guess he's an actor. That doesn't mean anything. Go watch it. It's really good music. And Avatar 3 in IMAX 3D. Oh my god, that's about as overwhelming as it gets. So overwhelming that a woman in the theater had a medical emergency. That was also during the previews. And oh my god, this movie was so long. Oh my god, I wish it was like half as long.
67 years.
I watched Eternity on Christmas, and man, it had some of the best 6/7s in cinema. They hit gold, perfect timing when that movie came out. They just they happened to choose the perfect year. They got really lucky, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, don't panic. It happened again for the first time in almost a year. Marty Supreme is 5 stars, and like Fight Club, I hate that it's that good. The theater was packed. It has so many funny scenes, great score, insane movie. Man, I loved it so much, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of people misunderstand this movie, but in kind of like an odd way where they think that people are misunderstanding, but they themselves don't get it. There's like layers to how this whole thing works. Let me get into this. Base layer is that Marty in this movie is like a nonchalant or a farming merchant, so the movie is cool, and that's why that's where we're at. Layer 1, those are the people that really like this movie because of that reason. This is similar to like a Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, just aura farmers. Now level 2, we're getting above that, and this is people that don't like the movie, and for the reason that Marty is not a good person. He obviously isn't a good person, so they're saying that the movie's bad because it makes you want to be on Marty's side or whatever, which I wholeheartedly disagree with, and that's why we move up to layer 3 here. And these are the people that actually, have competence. The people at, layer 3 are able to be like, okay, this guy kind of sucks as a person, he's not a good person, but this is a movie. This is not a real thing. I don't have to be on the side of the main character. I can observe and be entertained by his shortcomings and mistakes. We can point and laugh at him, and we can be like, yeah, let's not do that. But we're still laughing, we're still being entertained, man. We're having fun. It's telling us what not to do. It's a little warning. And I would hope that most people are capable of being on that layer and being able to enjoy that. But I've seen all 3 layers of people. Anyway, the Logic movie was not great. I ended 2025 off with 100 Meters, which is a great track and field movie with some awesome animation. Go check it out. This movie has the sauce. Also, me and my boys that run make fun of that one scene because it's all in all the edits where it's like,
Okay, then why are you always running? Because it gets blurred.
Because that's kind of a corny line, I'm gonna be honest, but the movie's really good. 2026, so many big numbers in that number. Final month, remember we end on January 20th. Let's bring it home. We got 3 weeks to bring it home. We're doing this. At this point, I've known about the 1,000 day marker for a while, and to be honest, I didn't really have what I would do like planned out. I don't know if I was going to have a little celebration or whatever for when I do hit the number. I just did the only thing I knew how to do, and I kept churning away at the films. Started off with Sin City, incredibly stylized, super cool. You guys know I love these like cities, man. I'm a big city guy. Okay. Comic book inspiration, I think, always gives it a good look. I mean, look at Spider-Verse and Dick Tracy. I want to be a 1940s detective, going around with Tony, maybe Italian, I don't know. That's probably not required, but I want to be looking for the killers of some dame I used to know. And I'm sitting at home watching this through a screen. Speaking of screens, I've not really talked about how I watch movies. And all this, I could be, watching on the toilet. I could be watching on the beach. You guys don't really know how I'm watching this, like the physical aspect of it. 90% of the time, I'm watching on a computer at the desk. That's from where this camera's going over there. That's coming from the computer. That's where I watch movies most of the time. The other 10% of the time, I am probably at the theater or a very rare occasion on the phone. I have a TV, but I don't usually like to be bothered when I'm watching a movie or bother anyone else. And also, if I'm sitting on a couch, it's basically guaranteed sleeping, so don't want that to happen. But I also have pretty much every streaming service known to man, so I have a big catalog of things to watch, but sometimes that just doesn't do. Also want to show you my favorite review from Letterboxd, because I don't know where else I'm gonna put this. It's on like a Diddy documentary. I don't know, man. This is the funniest review. January 3rd, I watched Steve Jobs. Oh boy, geez, was that some good writing? And that's when I realized Aaron Sorkin. He's a dog, man. Aaron Sorkin's a dog. He wrote The Social Network and Moneyball. They're both incredible in the writing side. So yeah, this guy might be on another level, and he's writing The Social Reckoning, which is basically a sequel to The Social Network. I cannot be more excited for this movie. Everything in my heart, I hope it's good. Because anything this guy's touching, he's turning to gold. He's wired in. He's wired in. And as someone with an autistic brother, Rain Man was pretty good. It hit a little close to home, you know, with the struggles that a young Tom Cruise goes through in that one. Young Tom Cruise is a dog. So the days leading up to day 1000, not really anything special, to be honest. I finished the first semester of junior year pretty well, and I watched some pretty random movies in there, like Rental Family, showing how good Brendan Fraser really is, man, and a Sinners rewatch, and a video with Ryan Coogler that satisfied my focus on aspect ratio, something that is awesome. January 19th, day 999. That is so many big numbers. I watched a mid-Netflix movie. It was called The Rip. It's kind of, you know, I think that out of everything, this movie kind of shows where I'm at and where I come from. 1,000 Days Later, I'm not some niche film bro only watching foreign movies. I'm not like elitist. I'm scumming through the depths of Netflix, and I'm just watching a movie that's alright. I mean, I'm not watching the same things over and over again. I haven't given up whatsoever. This is where I'm at. I'm just some guy watching a movie made by just some people they're just that. They're people. The Rip is not great by any means. It's the kind of movie that your dad just throws up on the TV because it's being put on the Netflix front page. Also, I'm pretty sure it's gonna disappear off Netflix in about a month. I don't know where those movies go, I'm gonna be entirely honest. Yeah, and another thing you might have noticed during this video is I have yet to call a movie by a more appropriate term some would consider a film. I couldn't tell you why, but when I hear people call a movie a film, it kind of leaves like a sour taste in my mouth just because of the way it's meant. I mean, you would call Interstellar a film or Lahane a film, but why not Avengers or even like The Rip? Why would you not call The Rip a film? Why are those just movies? Like, do they not deserve the title of being a film? Why do we only call movies that are considered like really good, more artistic, why do we call those films? I mean, they both tell a story with actors and people working behind the scenes to convey, you know, a range of different things. And what's conveyed doesn't have to be emotionally deep or have a message for society in it to be a film. I mean, films are movies and movies are films. It's a reciprocal. Whether they are aimed at making as much money as possible or just wanting to tell the best story possible, tons of work goes into making a movie. I couldn't even comprehend the amount of work that making any feature would take. This video itself took an insane amount of work, and more work than a lot of people making YouTube videos will ever even know. Just the idea of a movie is a miracle. Everyone's thoughts and visual interpretation of words and ideas are so inherently different from one another that it just seems impossible that people would agree on even one single creative choice. Any movie that is made should be appreciated to a degree simply by it being made, even if it does suck. I think we should appreciate that these things even exist more than we currently do. It's truly a miracle. When I was 15 years old, I spent a morning writing how I felt about completing 1 year of the movie challenge. Here is what that review said. I remember being newer to movies, looking at the IMDb page of the top 100 and seeing this movie Cinema Paradiso on there. I honestly think this might have been my first non-English movie, and I never really thought this movie was crazy good or something. I never intended to start this challenge. It kind of just happened. I don't know when this challenge really clicked because it just wasn't planned. I don't like to admit it, but back in May, I was not really in a good place. I hated going to school, and I just wanted to stay home by myself. I was was tired all the time, and watching movies was my favorite thing to do. Many times have I watched something not wanting to, but I had to just keep up with the streak. So why not stop the challenge? It was around this time when I realized why I was really doing this. I was doing it because I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone and experience things that I would never have been able to. With these old favorites, I think I was trying to be pretentious or something with my top 4, but I finally realized that I hate pretentious people with all my heart, and I just started listening to my heart. If you've looked at any of my reviews, you would notice that not a single one is really serious. Believe it or not, I do really care about the stuff that I watch, whether good or bad. There are so many people who could write a big, long essay about the movie, so I'm gonna leave that to them. I don't need to tell you my analysis of the movie when 10,000 other people already wrote one. I've always liked making short films with my friends because it's just always been fun and interesting to me. My dream job would be to become a writer and director and put all my stupid ideas to life and create movies. I am a person who finds it hard to break a streak. I have a running streak for a long time that I can't break because I would hate to see it go. And same thing for movies. My 1 year of movies would end here, but honestly, I don't see myself stopping, as this is just my routine now. There are also so many movies I haven't seen that I feel like I need to experience. I love you, movies.